Welcome to my greenhouse today on this fantastic, beautiful winter day. It's been less than a week since boot camp got over, and here we are looking at the greenhouse, and I want to just talk about one element that we practiced in our boot camp class that I try to teach people all the time, and that's the use of cardboard. This cardboard has been down for maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and it is helping to kill weeds. Now, if I wanted to plant directly in this, we could put down the cardboard, and then we put the compost on top of the cardboard immediately, and then we can plant in it immediately. So the same day, you can do those 3 things. We actually practiced this during our boot camp with our 9 participants we had here this year, this winter. And here's what it looks like. So we have about 30 feet of bed here, and we planted this to lettuce, kale. There were other things. There were, maybe I'll have to walk up and see, but I see lettuce and kale right now. Green onions, and we had different types of kale and different types of lettuce. So that's good, and that's important. So you can see the little rows of the green here that are growing, and then you can see the long furrow that I made. I'm going to try to point at it with my finger right here. If you follow that up, you can see a furrow there, and then right on the middle of my finger, you can see a furrow there. So those are furrows that we planted with the automatic planter. I have an Earthway seeder, which if you're just a home gardener, they're fine. If you're a market gardener, you probably want to get something a little more advanced, like a Jang seeder, and there's other kinds of seeders that you can use. But this is how we planted our garden. And a lot of times people say, if you don't till the soil, how do you plant? Well, we put down the cardboard, and then we covered the cardboard with the finished compost, and then we put in the holes in the ground with the dibble. So we poked holes, and then we put in the transplants in the holes, and we did very minimal covering of the roots because the hole was deep enough that the plug just went right down in the ground. And then we watered it in real good, and after it was watered, I came in with carrot seed and the Earthway seeder, and I pushed the Earthway seeder up and down here, so there's 2 rows of carrots in here that'll be coming up also. So we have fibrous roots growing in here, and we have tap roots growing in here, and we have several different plant families growing in here. We have the lettuce and the brassica, which is would be the kale, and then we have beets in part of this, and green onions. So there's and spinach. So there's several different plant families growing together in here. So that'll turn on secondary metabolites, hopefully. And what happens then, which is totally fantastic, is that creates disease resistance and pest resistance because of the community dynamics of what's happening with the soil microbes and the different plant families. And so that's pretty awesome. So even though we have pest species present, they don't tend to destroy the plants because the plants are so healthy. The proteins and the sugars are so high in the plant tissues that it kills the bugs if they bite the plant. So the plant becomes its own pesticide. So that is pretty darn awesome. So this is, excuse me, this is the perfect example of a very easy way to create a garden. You can do this in a greenhouse, you can do this outside, you can do this on bigger acreages if you have gigantic amounts of, like dump truck fulls of composting materials. Most people don't, but if you did, you could do this on acres. When it comes to acres, you would do this same concept by rolling down cover crops. So you'd grow a cover crop, and then you would roller crimp it down, and it's the same principle, and it does the same thing. It covers the soil, so we don't have bare soil. It provides a home and food source for the beneficial microbes. So hopefully this helps you to create a winter garden with compost and transplants in your home.